Hello my beautiful people, I hope you are all doing well and safe. I'm so excited to come your way with this video. So this is a channel where we discuss anything regarding you migrating to the UK successfully, either to live or study or work. I migrated from overseas, currently practicing as a nurse in the UK. I've got an important guest with me who is going to share all her experience about working as a domiciliary care here in the UK. I know a lot of people are on the verge of applying for these jobs. Some also have applied. They've not been successful. She has migrated all the way from Nigeria to the UK as a domiciliary care. She applied directly, not through any agency. If she's been able to do it, then you can do it too. And I hope the information in this video will actually encourage you to also push ahead. Hello guys, I hope you are all doing well and safe. So I've got a wonderful personality here with me. If you're from overseas and you're looking for a job as a healthcare assistant, or if you're already here and you're actually looking for a job like this, I've got a very wonderful guest with me. She's been in the system. She's done every kind of healthcare assistant job that you can think of. I know a lot of people have concerns about domiciliary care, and I know she's been a domiciliary care in the UK. She came from Nigeria to UK and she's been doing this. She's been in all sectors when it comes to healthcare assistance. So a lot of people have been bombarding me with questions, especially with domiciliary care. So I felt like, let me just call in my sister and then she'll give us all the details that you need to know. So we're going to discuss, how she managed to get a job from Nigeria as a healthcare assistant, the documents required, the salary and everything. So if this is something you are interested in, please stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe to her channel and also share this video with others. So I'll just leave her to do all the introductions. So can you just tell us briefly about yourself?
Hi guys, my name is Victoria, popularly known as Vicky Talk. Your number one, any type of healthcare, call me. So welcome guys, welcome. This is Vicky Odogu here.
So I watched one of your videos, Vicky, and you mentioned that you came all the way from Nigeria through a care company and you've been working as a healthcare assistant in the UK, or basically doing domiciliary care since then. So can you tell us briefly how you managed to get in touch with this agency, how you got that job, or even how you even went about the whole process?
All right, my process started sometime in August 2021, where I wanted to do the school route and a friend told me about the opening and I started doing the research by myself. So basically, to cut the long story short, I would always tell people that go to LinkedIn and Indeed. These are my two best friends anytime, any day. We also have other website on the gov.uk website as well, where you have to find jobs of all discipline, not just healthcare assistant. You have the track jobs, you have the total jobs, you have read.co.uk. But my favorite two that has helped me and is still helping me is LinkedIn and Indeed. And this is where I found my jobs from.
Okay. So you applied to the job from LinkedIn whilst you were in Nigeria.
Yeah.
You didn't use any agency, you applied to the company directly. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. A lot of people have been complaining that they've applied to agencies and the agencies are asking them to pay huge sums of money. So having, done this healthcare assistant job, or at least you've been in the domiciliary care industry, what would you say domiciliary care job is, or what do you guys normally do on a day-to-day basis?
See, guys, domiciliary, I will tell you guys firsthand, it's not for the faint-hearted. Now, don't encourage or be despaired when you get that as your offer. It generally entails that you go to people's houses to render care to service users. So most people are in their homes. They don't want to go to the care homes. They don't want to be in the hospitals. So they like people to come to their homes and render service to them. Some of them are in the nursing home, but they need person, sort of their own personal carers. So you go render service to that particular, not everybody, that particular. So you go from one person's house to another and the cycle continues. You go in the morning, you go in the afternoon, you go in the mid-afternoon, and you go in the night. So
when you go to their houses, what do you actually do? What are some of the activities that are involved in this domiciliary care?
So it actually depends on the service user. Some service users they just need you to prompt their medication for them.
Okay.
Some actually just need you to come do their house chores. Some need you to prep their food. Some need you to just sit down there with them and talk. Some of them require you to do everything put together, personal care, medication, food, even to feed them as well.
Wow, then it's quite involving. It's just like, I mean, being a healthcare assistant in the nursing home, whatever you do for them in the nursing home is the same thing you do for them in their houses. If somebody is actually on the verge of looking for domiciliary care job, either in UK or from abroad, what are some of the requirements that the person should have? Like any documents required or any form of experience that that person needs to have before they can even start considering applying for domiciliary care jobs?
So basically, documents are similar. They are similar in a way. So you
Okay.
have your CV, have your cover letter. Your CV should entail your experiences in healthcare.
Okay.
Most experiences in things like teaching, marketing. Want to put your experience in teaching, make sure that your teaching has to do with a teaching that has to do with the kind of job you're applying for. But maybe you've taught learning disability children or something, that kind of thing aligns with you being a healthcare assistant. So once you've had those, if you're abroad, have your IELTS, have your two test, have your clearance, and I think basically that's it. If you're already in the UK, you should just have your CV and your cover letter. Then, if you are and do some trainings to show that okay, you're actually ready for the job that you're applying for. And even if you're already in the UK, let's say you're a dependent, also try and groom yourself to an extent so that you can get what you actually need.
So basically, it's just the CV and the experience and how you draft the CV to suit the kind of job. So one thing I also want to chip in regarding the CV, when you are drafting the CV, have a look at the job responsibilities in the advert you see and try and draft your CV along that line. Yeah, because if you just put in random things that is not in line with the roles and responsibilities of that particular job, you may not be considered. So that's one important thing that you need to actually look out for when you are drafting your CV. Another important thing, people get domiciliary care job or healthcare assistant job here in the UK, and then they end up getting stuck. They come here and then they realize that this is not even the job we're looking out for. They don't read the job offer properly, or maybe they are just so excited to come to the UK, or they are just so excited to even start the job because they are so desperate. So they don't really take particular attention to the details in any job offer. So if you are going to advise somebody either here in the UK or overseas who is looking for domiciliary care job, what are some of the things that they really need to look out for before even signing or accepting the job offer in the first place?
So I'm speaking out of experiences of both myself and other people. I've always been in the health line back home.
Okay.
So me is me aligning to my future health personnel as a person.
Yeah.
So some people have never even had experience of being in the health line and they just come here and they get frustrated.
Yeah.
So I would say you should look out for the job responsibility.
Yeah.
Example, a company is writing, let's say a company is writing feeding of residents or housekeeping, for example, in domiciliary care. Read that particular line of housekeeping, because when you come here and a resident is telling you, clean my house, there was housekeeping in your job contract.
Exactly.
So these are the things you have to look out for. Look out for your contracted hours, because some hours are actually very ridiculous.
Wow.
Look for the payment clause. Some companies will bring you into the country and they might have a payment clause. If you leave us in 2 months, you leave us in 3 months, you leave us in 1 year, this is how much you're going to pay us. Also, look out for the reviews of that company as well. I know a lot of us
internet.
Yeah, a lot of us don't do this because we are quick to want to come into here.
Yeah.
Reviews don't lie. I will tell you guys that. So look at reviews and also look at the working pattern as well. If it was as a family, because
Especially, yeah, those who have family.
yeah, healthcare is not just the domiciliary. There's also living care. There's you work. There's the NHS as well. So check job pattern will suit you as a family, because a lot of people have come to tell me, oh Vicky, the job I'm doing, I don't have time for my family. When will my wife work? These are the things you have to look out. Discuss with your recruiter. Another thing you guys should look out for, please, immigrants, look out for your contracted number of years. If a company is telling you, oh, we are recruiting you for 1 year or 2 years or 3 years or 5 years, make sure that it is written somewhere, signed and sealed, that that contract can be renewed if you want to be with that company. Because sometimes rush and come here, and when your contract has expired, you're just hanging.
You don't know.
Yeah, you don't know your next one, because the company will tell I told you verbally that it will be renewed, but it was not written down there. Some people will write, when you say company that writing just full time, there's nothing like permanent or to be renewed. You guys should look out because you may hang. So I said, let me just put that out there for you.
Yeah, that's really, really important because the last thing you want to do is to come from somewhere into the UK, get yourself stuck in a contract, and then you realize this is not even what I'm looking out for. That would be the most frustrating thing. And let me just chip this in regarding the work patterns. Somebody wanted to know, are you able to select like some kind of shift patterns that will suit you so that you can get time to do agency here and there? Really?
My wig flying. Domiciliary care, choosing your work pattern is
Difficult.
one of
Wow.
let me say that. If you're in a nursing home, it could be considered depending on who your manager is. You have to work in such a pattern where the next person, your colleague, is not feeling cheated and they're giving you good days. So when it comes to weekends, everybody has to come at the weekends at one point or the other.
Yeah. It's difficult to work your way around the shift pattern.
When it comes to working patterns, you can just be at home. You will be sleeping. The next day, somebody will call you, hello, where are you? Me and you are supposed to be working together. And you're like, am I on shift? So yeah, so things like that. And I'm not just the only person that has complained about that. A lot of people have come to my day. No, Vicky, I was thinking today is my off day. They just come to the office to come and work. You signed up for it. So
sign your contract.
in that contract, they say make yourself available to the employer at all times.
So guys, there you have it. You really have to be like careful about signing on some of these healthcare or domiciliary care contracts. You don't get yourself stuck in a situation where you would not be happy. So would you advise someone who is actually looking for this kind of job to get a driving license, especially if they are from overseas? Because obviously you mentioned that you move from house to house, so I assume that you need a driving license or a car. Is it the company that provides you a car, or do you need to have your own car?
Please get a driver's license, and please, you're coming from overseas, I beg you guys. So have domiciliary in your contract. Just look for extra money that you keep aside for car. I want to emphasize this. Let me repeat myself. Look for money to keep aside for car, because often you come here and the company is telling you, oh, we're going to provide you with car, don't worry yourself. You do 1 month to 2 months, and in the third month, story changed. So just come and you're trekking, because I won't even lie, people have called me and texted me, Vicky, I have to trek to work, I have to jump the buses to work and stuff like that. If the company is providing car or the company is providing a driver, lucky you. But if they're not providing anything, just have one extra £1,000 somewhere. You just say that money is for car.
That's really a good advice. So guys, please take notice of this, because if you're going to be moving from one place to the other, the last thing you want to do is to do this by buses. It would just not be possible at all. I know the way Vicky loves money. We can't talk about this kind of job and leave money out. So how much would somebody looking for this kind of job expect to earn, averagely in a month?
I would say depends on your contract, number one.
Okay.
Now, ideal standard of money that the UK government has said every healthcare assistant, no matter how little you are, should earn is £10.10. When you divide it 20,480, it's around £10.10-ish. So if you're getting your normal contracted hours, let's say you're getting 39 hours, 40 something hours, maybe after tax, so let's say roughly around 1,215. If you're doing extra shifts or over hours, you can be getting like 2K-ish and whatnot. But remember that sometimes mileage is not being paid for. So sometimes fueling your car and all that.
Oh wow. So at least you should expect somewhere between 1,200, 1,700, and then if you do a lot of overtime, then at least you can get to about 2K. You mentioned a very, very important question about the mileage, because I know with this kind of job, it's just about moving from one place to the other. Someone was complaining that some companies do not even pay for the mileage, the distance or the amount of time you spend traveling from one house to the other. So that means you only get paid from the time you enter the person's house and then you started looking after them. So whatever amount of money you use in buying fuel, running up and down, so if you travel for like 30 minutes to get to the person's house, the 30 minutes you drove is not paid for. A lot of people have been complaining. What would you say about it? Is it really true? Or is it for all care companies? Is it for all domiciliary care? Or how is the situation like?
In the domiciliary care, let's say you leave your house by 9 o'clock. Your first call is by, let's say, 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. Your money does not start counting from 9 o'clock. It starts counting at 11 o'clock where you tagged in that you're in the client's house. If the client call is for like 15 minutes or 20 minutes or 30 minutes, maybe you tag after 20 minutes, your money for that particular client has stopped. Till you the next client, if you reach that place by 1 o'clock, when you tag in is when your money starts reading. Immediately you out of that client's house, the money has stopped. So it's not like accumulation of 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 hour.
Okay. Wow.
Then when it comes to mileage, some companies, like where I was, my company paid for mileage.
All right.
So some don't pay for mileage.
Wow.
Some everything is on your own. Some people, even if they pay for mileage, it's just like it's nothing.
Yeah, insignificant.
66p, 56p, 46p, what's all that?
No. So that means the amount of money you even spend on fuel, if you don't take it, you might not even get it back.
Exactly.
So you only get paid for the time that you were actually with the patient. So it's just an addition of the 15 minutes you spend here, 20 minutes, they add it up and they pay you. Wow, this is serious. I think you should actually read your contract as well. That's why she mentioned take a critical look at the contract you signed. I think that is a bit unfair. I mean, to not pay for the mileage, honestly. Because, so if you get a good company that will pay for your mileage, that's cool. You can go ahead with such a company. But I think that's one important thing you should look out for, seriously. So based on your own experience, at least I know you've worked in the care home, you've done domiciliary, you've done almost every healthcare assistant job that anybody can think of.
Call me Odogu.
So based on your experience, which of them would you recommend? Healthcare assistants in a care home or in the domiciliary care setting? I mean, what's your view about these two?
So if we're doing care home versus domiciliary, I choose care home anytime, any day. The moment I step into my work, my money is counting for 11 hours. Number two, there's stability where I am. Like, I'm not in the morning, I wake up from sleep. If I'm going to zone 1, I know that I'm having my bath and I'm going to be in zone 1 until anything I'm inside that zone 1 building until I am done for the day. If I'm working 4 times in a week, I know I'm working 4 times in a week, except my mother is telling me come and take extra shift or I want to. If I have a partner, I am able to discuss with my partner and tell my partner, oh, see you, these are my working days. Since I'm your main person you're depending on, these are my working days. You could do these days, and these are the spend together as a family.
Exactly.
But with domiciliary, these things are not they are not that cleared. You don't even know. Yeah, you can wake up in the morning and they're sending you out of London. Maybe they're sending you to zone 5 of London when your office is zone 1. That kind of thing.
So it's like you are all over the place.
Exactly. Wow. You don't even know where you're going to. You don't even want to make at the end of the month. You don't even know your schedule. Your life is just all over the place, basically. So, as I said, it's everybody's preference. There are people that enjoy domiciliary care. Me, if I'm going to do domiciliary care, it's going to be more like an agency kind of thing where I'm not doing like 3 hours. I just need to make some kind of money within that 3 hours.
Yeah. So now you are working as a care assistant in a care home. So you are able to do just any domiciliary care job as an agency, domiciliary care worker, when you are not doing your normal shift in the care home.
Yeah. I want to take an agency shift. I could with an agency that is into domiciliary and tell them, oh, I have 20 hours. How do we work out something?
Vicky has mentioned that she applied for these jobs on Indeed, and then what other websites?
LinkedIn, guys. LinkedIn, total.re.co.uk, gov.uk.
Yeah, it's rather unfortunate. Some of the agencies will, or some of the care companies will mention specifically, we are looking for those who are already here in the UK. If you happen to be abroad, just keep on looking out for those that are considering overseas.
So everything is about your manner of approach, your CV, experience, all that stuff. So even the ones saying they need people from the UK, if they can sponsor people in the UK, why can't they sponsor you?
Exactly. It's the same license.
And so, so everything is just most important thing is hard work and grace. Just pray that God should the right people at the end of the day.
Thank you very much for taking the time, to share your experience with that. Guys, I believe you found this very, very useful. So she's been here, she's done the care home job, she's done domiciliary, she's been all over the place, So, I mean, please head to her channel. She's got a lot of information, a lot of content, not only about domiciliary. I think you've done a video even on living care as well. So she's got every information that you can think of. Her channel name is Vicky Talks. It likes to gist and give you all the wonderful gist. So please head to her channel, subscribe to her channel, and please support her. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. We will see you in another video. Bye-bye, guys.